Please help me to reach 1,000 subscribers. The music at the party was too loud for how quietly my marriage was breaking. I remember the exact moment because it felt like a crack running through glass, small, almost invisible but irreversible. She leaned close to me, her perfume unfamiliar, sweet in a way I couldn't place. Her phone buzzed in her hand. She glanced at the screen, then at me, eyes bright and a little nervous. "He just wants to talk," I said, smiling like a fool. "Don't worry." I watched her walk across the room toward him. I didn't know that sentence would echo in my head for months. I didn't know it would be the last thing I said before everything changed. The party was at a coworker's place. String lights on the balcony, plastic cups sweating in people's hands, laughter spilling over music. I stood by the kitchen island, nodding along to a story I wasn't listening to, watching my wife across the room. She was laughing too hard at something he said. Her body angled toward him in a way that felt intimate, familiar. Too familiar. I told myself I was being insecure. I always did. For years, I prided myself on being the calm one, the trusting husband. When she started staying late at work, I brought her dinner. When she guarded her phone, I told myself it was stress. When she mentioned his name, Evan, more often than seemed necessary, I joked that he should start paying rent. "Don't be that guy," I whispered to myself as I watched her tuck her hair behind her ear. "Don't ruin a good night." 10 minutes passed. Then 20. I texted her. "Everything okay?" No response. I tried calling. Straight to voicemail. That's when the room started to feel smaller. Hotter. The music pressed in on my ears. I told myself phones die. People get caught up in conversation. I took a sip of my drink and tasted nothing. When I finally walked toward the balcony, I saw them through the sliding glass door. The city lights framed them like a postcard. He was standing too close. She wasn't stepping away. I stopped short, heart pounding, and watched as his hand brushed her arm. She didn't pull back. She smiled instead, soft, private. A smile I hadn't seen in a long time. I didn't confront them. I don't know why. Fear maybe. Or the strange hope that if I didn't name what I was seeing, it wouldn't be real. When she came back inside, her cheeks were flushed. "What was that about?" I asked, keeping my voice light. "Work stuff," she said too quickly. "He's just going through a lot." That night, she fell asleep with her phone face down on the nightstand. I lay awake, staring at the ceiling, replaying the way she'd laughed, the way she'd looked at him. I told myself I was paranoid. The next morning, she was distant, distracted. She kissed my cheek instead of my lips and said she had an early meeting. Her phone buzzed while she was in the shower. I didn't touch it. I just stared at it like it might explode. It buzzed again. And again. Something inside me cracked. Picked it up. The screen lit up with his name. Last night meant something to me. I felt sick. My hands shook as I scrolled, every message a small cut. Late night jokes. Complaints about me. How I didn't see her anymore. How he listened. Then the line that ended all doubt. "I wish we didn't have to pretend." When she came out of the bathroom, towel wrapped around her, she saw my face and knew. "Give me the phone," she said. I handed it to her without a word. My chest felt hollow, like someone had scooped everything out. "It's not what you think," she started, then stopped. Her shoulders slumped. She sat on the edge of the bed like the weight of the truth was pressing her down. "We didn't sleep together," she said. "Not yet. Not yet." The words rang in my ears. "So what?" "I'm supposed to be grateful." My voice cracked, and I hated that it did. "You stood there last night, with him, and let me stand alone in a room full of people like an idiot." Tears filled her eyes. "I didn't mean for it to happen. It just did. He makes me feel seen." I thought about all the times I'd asked how her day was. All the dinners, the shared routines, the quiet evenings on the couch. Had I really been invisible? We talked for hours. Or maybe minutes. Time felt strange. She admitted it had been going on for months. Texts, lunches, conversations that crossed lines she claimed she hadn't noticed until it was too late. I believed her remorse. I did. That was the hardest part. In the days that followed, everything hurt. Our memories felt contaminated. Songs, jokes, the couch where she'd sat texting him while I was in the kitchen. Love doesn't disappear overnight. Just starts to ache. The turning point came a week later, when she told me he'd asked her to leave me. "I said no," she whispered. "I chose us." I looked at her then, really looked, and realized something painful and clear. She didn't choose me. She chose not to lose everything. I was the one who told you not to worry, I said quietly. And that's on me. But trusting you shouldn't have been my mistake. I packed a bag that night. Not because I hated her. Because I loved myself enough to stop pretending I could live with half-truths and borrowed affection. When I left, she cried. I did too. Love doesn't make goodbyes easy. Just makes them necessary sometimes. Now, when I think about that party, I don't replay the betrayal as much as I replay the moment before it. The man I was smiling, believing. I don't regret trusting. I regret ignoring the voice inside me that knew something was wrong. I said, don't worry. I won't say that again unless I mean it.